Hey, it's Chase, community manager at Sorcery Contested Realm, and today I'm joined by three stalwarts of the community, Drew from On the Play, Alex West, and the incomparable David, aka Floating Skull, to talk about SorceryCon coming this November 1st through 3rd. So let's get started with this. Really exciting. The three of you have already put on some really amazing sorcery events. And before we dive into the history of the stuff that you've done already with the game, what is SorceryCon Las Vegas? What's kind of like the overview elevator pitch?
So we're hoping to bring a bunch of folks together to give a trial run to the new set of Sorcery Contested Realm that'll be available and just have a good time gathering a whole group of people together to play the game.
And not just any set, right? This is a legendary set, and so we need a legendary event. This is Arthurian Legends we're talking about.
Absolutely. So yeah, Arthurian Legends should be on shelves by the time we're playing, and we're hoping that everyone gets a chance to crack some packs, sit down, and play a whole bunch of games with it.
So Alex, with all three of you coming together now officially under SorceryCon, how has that maybe changed the structure or the organization itself?
Yeah, so the first SorceryCon Seattle that we threw, David and I just threw that because we only had a few months to throw it together. But something that we both felt very strongly about was the charity aspect. We raised several $1,000s for Mary's Place, which is a charity for women and families who don't have homes. And so we've taken a lot of inspiration for SorceryCon from the Magic old school community. And at those events, they raise money for something at every single event. And often, when people get home, they're like, how was the event? They're like, it was great. And, we did this thing for this good cause. So with SorceryCon, we want to kind of build that into the DNA of sorcery's organized play. And so we're going to, we've incorporated it as a nonprofit. We're, committed to paying all of our staff, so like no one's like volunteering and not really getting anything. And then also every SorceryCon is going to raise money for a specific charity, and we're really excited about that.
Oh man, thank you so much. I mean, that's like, thank you for being stewards of the sorcery community in that way and helping put those values front and center. Yeah, to be able to you get to feel good playing sorcery and you get to do good playing sorcery. I mean, that's just like the best possible combination.
Right. Right.
You could do bad playing sorcery and still feel good because you're doing something good.
There's room for me still.
Yeah, there you go.
What motivates you to want to even do this? Like, what do you hope to give to the community with the events that you're running? Alex, maybe you could start us off.
Yeah, I played Magic the Gathering professionally for several years. And while I played Magic, I was really frustrated that their Grand Prix were just competitive and didn't have like cosplayers. Sometimes they're not artists, but like not very many. And, it's just like a competitive play focus, and there wasn't a casual focus. And I was like, why isn't there a convention around this game? There's so many different aspects to it that excite people. And so I wanted to start that because, I had a friend say, like, if you want something in the world, you make it happen. So, I was just like, I'll get a bunch of people together. We'll play sorcery, we'll get an artist, we'll get a dealer, we'll get the ball rolling. And, and then you can do the bigger and better things at the next one, which Vegas is going to be the next one.
And David, how about you?
I mean, I'm just along for the ride. It was Alex's idea. No. Sorcery has really struck a amazing vein of nostalgia and also modern gameplay that has been missing from my life. And I can't help but want to celebrate this game in any way that I can, and nobody else was doing it. So, yeah, if you want something done, you want to see it in the world, you sometimes just have to go out and do it. So when Alex brought up the idea of throwing a convention for sorcery and just getting some folks together and playing, I jumped on. I had to be a part of it, and I'm just super excited with where we've gone and what we've already been able to accomplish, and I'm even more excited for what we've got coming in the pipeline for SorceryCon Las Vegas.
Well, and certainly last but not least, Drew, how about you? What motivated you to want to put on events and kind of give back to the community in this way?
Yeah, I just love the game, honestly. And the community that we've built in Texas everyone's just so awesome. The community's fantastic. And I just wanted to bring more people together under one roof, honestly. And like David and Alex, there wasn't anybody doing it. And especially I wanted to have a big Texas representation, and we like to do it big in Texas. And so I thought, hey, Reaper is a great central spot for a lot of people from all different areas of the country to kind of come together, and really just that driving force of just seeing so many people in one area, just loving the game that I personally am obsessed with. So yeah, that was really a driving force for me.
That's fantastic. Well, so, you know, between the three of you, you put on 2 huge events, and now we're in this position where you're coming together now, and you have, you know, officially kind of merged into your final form to be hosting now SorceryCon writ large. What was kind of the genesis of this team up? And, you know, what do you see this unlocking for you going forward?
Well, first, I wouldn't assume that this is our final form.
Oh,
love it. Love it.
But yeah, the sorcery community is amazing, and we've got a lot of amazing folks throwing events for sorcery around the country. And yeah, when Alex and I started to talk to Drew a bit about what he was doing with March of the Mortals, we realized there's a lot of room for collaboration, and throwing a really big sorcery convention is not something that can be done with just 2 people, probably not even 3. We don't know how many people you need.
You guys are you're all insane.
Yeah.
You've done good work.
having more folks.
On 20.
Yeah.
Well, I agree. I agree with that, with what David's saying, and completely. I felt doing March of the Mortals that I could do it by myself, and knowing the level that I wanted to do something, that I can't just do it by myself, and I need other people that are as passionate about the game and running events and, you know, having the same vision that I do. That it'd be much better to reach out to someone like Alex and David that were doing SorceryCon Seattle, that I was a big fan of as well. And I know people that came to March of the Mortals went to SorceryCon Seattle and they loved it. So I knew that they were running a good event, and it just made sense for, you know, right now, the 3 of us to come together and put on a much bigger event at scale. So, yeah.
Yeah. And there's just this amazing experience, you know, talking to Drew initially. He's like, I've been thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I've also been thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. And, you know, just getting to bounce ideas off of each other and make something better, more refined by working together, I think is what's really exciting to all of us.
Yeah, we all have different experiences and backgrounds, and like there's certain things that I can bring that Alex and David and, you know, others that, you know, we all have different areas that we excel in, and I know there's certain things that I lack. And once you can admit that, and you're like, hey, I need these other people to make this one event fantastic for everyone, it made so much sense to bring everyone together.
Well, I think that's something I really can't be understated is you know, how great the events you put on individually really were. And, you know, SorceryCon Seattle proved that you were really able to capture like kind of the sorcery community feel, and then scale that up to a much larger experience. You know, what were, David and Alex, what were you most proud of with your initial sorcery event? And then what do you hope to maybe replicate or expand with SorceryCon Vegas?
The part of the event that really warmed my heart was that there was a team doing a documentary at SorceryCon Seattle. And you could just tell people get a little bit more excited when there's cameras around. And it made it feel like even more momentous. And I think there's going to be another team doing media at SorceryCon Las Vegas.
What
I'm
a good
really
story you
excited.
guys are making here.
I thought Drew's team and the Reaper team did a fantastic job of streaming March of the Mortals. And I know personally, like, I loved watching Magic coverage when I was a competitive Magic player. And if I wasn't at SorceryCon Las Vegas, I would want to be watching it. And so I think getting to step up what the coverage is like so that even people who aren't able to like make it and like be in the middle of it can still be, connected to it and enjoy it is something that I'm really excited for.
Very well said.
Yeah, I think one of the memories that I've got from SorceryCon Seattle that sticks out in my head the most was at the end of the day on Sunday. Everyone had wrapped up. Everyone had gone off and gone to dinner, gone out for drinks, come back to the hotel. It was late. I realized I had left a piece of equipment down in the event space downstairs. So I go downstairs, and fortunately, the room is still unlocked because there are still people in the room playing sorcery. It was at like 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe later than that. And I really hope that we can recapture that kind of passion for the game, that kind of enthusiasm for continuing to play when we're in Vegas. I think it's just going to be bigger and more exciting. There were 3 people playing. I'm hoping that we get at least 6 people playing at 1 a.m. in Vegas.
We can make that happen. We can make that happen.
Yeah.
Well, and Drew, March of the Mortals was a huge hit. And you already said like everything's bigger in Texas, and you went really above and beyond, not only the attention to detail, but I think really to make the experience for people that were there special, but then also to make sure that people who weren't able to attend, who were either abroad or just couldn't make it, that they could also have a maybe not a comparable, but like a really elevated experience watching that through your stream coverage. So, how do you hope to leverage some of the skills that you have that you really showcased at March of the Mortals at SorceryCon Vegas?
Yeah. With March of the Mortals, the streaming part of the entire setup was not just me. It was a team of myself and John and Bill and his team from Reaper. So they will be attending and helping us with the stream at SorceryCon. So that's going to be a huge help. Yeah, they are fantastic. John is incredible at what he does, and super grateful to have him help me at March of the Mortals and SorceryCon. So really, I watch so much content online. I watch so much sorcery content, and it's really important for me to be able to capture what's going on at SorceryCon, as well as those that are not able to attend, because I watch so much content. I know I kind of see both sides of it, and having the experience of making content, I really see all those like little small details of, I think the board should be set up this way, or the overlay should be set up like this. And so I really care about all those little tiny details. And so everything that happened at March of the Mortals essentially is just going to be amplified, 10 times. That's the goal, really. And so by using multiple cameras for multiple games that are happening at SorceryCon and not just one game, because we were a little limited in space and what we could do at March of the Mortals. So, adding additional cameras, different angles, things like that will be a big part of the streaming aspect of SorceryCon.
Well, that's fantastic. And, as we're saying, people can watch from home. You're really going to want to get the full experience, though, in person, right?
100%.
That's where we want to get. Maybe you can get on the streams, maybe if you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about the actual event itself. So, let's get at what makes this event so unique. And so people say location, location, location. Alex, why Las Vegas?
Yeah. So once again, being a former professional Magic player, I went to a bunch of events all over the world.
Humble brag.
Probably around 120. Like lots of Grand Prix just every week, like a different city. It was a beautiful time in my life. Vegas is always a place that people are excited to go about. The largest event I ever went to was in Vegas. They need to like break it up into 4 different tournaments, and it's just got an energy to it. Additionally, as a tournament organizer, I really want things to be affordable for people. And Vegas, like the flights are basically subsidized. The hotel rooms are inexpensive because, they're hoping that they're going to get you there. You're going to gamble. You're going to get some shows. And Vegas has some of the best entertainment in the world. If you want, comedy or like circus performances, magic shows, like Vegas, just like every performer who's good in the United States eventually winds up there. So it's also kind of like relatively middle-ish in the country. So it's not terrible for everyone to travel there. So it's central, it's cheap, it's exciting, and people's partners are like often pretty happy to get there. They're like, even if they don't play sorcery, they're like,
Right.
I'll just like go do fun stuff in Vegas, and then after you're done, we can go out to a show or something.
Well, so that's a great point. Maybe talking about partners or families, things like that. David, who is SorceryCon for? Is this for like the hyper competitive tournament player scene? Like, who should be thinking about going out to SorceryCon?
Obviously, everyone should be coming to SorceryCon, but honestly, we know that there are a lot of different ways that people engage with the game, and we want to celebrate all of those. We've got people who are showing up to collect cards because they want to chase down some curio that someone's actually willing to sell them in hand. People who are there for the artists, people who are there for the competitive spirit, of course, people who want to compete in large events for huge prizes, but also people who want to sit down and play a multiplayer game with a bunch of other people and have a casual, fun time. We are focused on providing that experience for each of those people, each of those types of people, and people who enjoy multiple different ways of interacting with the game. There's just so much depth to the game and the whole culture around it that we feel like we'd be selling it short if we didn't have that kind of varied experience for everyone.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Could they possibly even get a multiplayer game with the community creator of the community multiplayer format? Is that a possibility?
It's possible. It's definitely possible if you show up in Vegas.
All right. And what were you going to say, Drew? Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to kind of tag on to what David said. SorceryCon is really meant for everyone. There's the competitive player, there's the casual or friendly player, there's the collector, and those that love the art. But not only that, we're hoping that there'll be cosplay. We're hoping that there'll be a lot of different areas of the game because we want SorceryCon to be really big, and we don't want it to be just narrow and limited to one type of player. We want it to be welcoming to everybody. And so if you're watching this and you're like, hey, this, I'm not a really competitive player. Can I come to SorceryCon? Absolutely. This is a place for the friendly player as well. So we want to make sure that we're covering all the bases and all the different players to come and have a great time. So yeah, just continuing what David said.
Let Eric come and play if he wants to.
Ooh, if he gets to bring his own cards.
I will play a multiplayer game with him where he can use his own cards.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Well, the invitation's been extended then. And speaking of invitations, I know you've been in contact with or working with artists not only in the U.S. but also abroad. I don't know if it's too early to talk about any of the specifics there, but can maybe you give a little bit of a teaser of what you hope to be able to provide with regard to interactions with sorcery artists?
Yeah, we're still working on that list of artists. We've confirmed a couple of artists right now. The list is growing, and we're doing our best to get as many fan favorite artists we can to SorceryCon, but not only US based artists. We're really trying to get a lot of international based artists to make SorceryCon, 2024, kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity if you love the artist and that's something that you really care about. So we want to make sure that we can, a lot of artists overseas don't have the opportunity to come, to, the States and experience the fans that they have here. There's so many, obviously. And so we really want to drive that home that, the international artists that will be coming to SorceryCon 2024. We can't announce the names just yet, but we definitely will be shortly.
Oh, well, I will say there's been a really positive buzz, and it's so fun on our side when artists are expressing how excited they are to be involved in these events or maybe even play in these events. So it's fun to just see all that goodwill and excitement. So, well done for your past experiences, building up that credibility and for the plans you've got going forward. For people who just want to come and experience and play multiplayer formats, casual games, see artists, trade cards, collect, that sounds fantastic. And there is a subset of players that are really into the competitive side. Alex, what can people that are looking to kind of test their mettle with other sorcery players, what can they look forward to at SorceryCon?
Yeah, so our main event will be Arthurian Legends Sealed. So people will get to play 9 rounds, probably, of Arthurian Legends, and we're going to go with our very popular, you win a pack every round that you win.
Oh boy!
But the people with the best records will cut to top 8 and have a draft, on Sunday where the everyone can show down to see who is the true master of Arthurian Legends. And then, we know that there's also a lot of people who love Constructed, and we put a featured Constructed tournament on Sunday so that, people have time to get their cards and get familiar with it if they haven't made it out to the store that's selling Arthurian Legends yet. And I think that's going to be some great coverage about, what are the new decks that have emerged now that Arthurian Legends is mixed with, the old alpha and beta.
Yeah.
And, and then we're going to pepper the event with additional, special events and flights of Constructed and Sealed so that, if people have a bad beat, they can get another chance, or they can get ready for Sunday. Constructed is the thing.
I suppose that's probably what we should have led with here is, how is the introduction of Sorcery's latest set or newest set, Arthurian Legends, going to be featured at SorceryCon? But, people will be playing lots of it. One of my favorite things about events like this is that is the stories and the narratives that come out of it and the spotlights on players that really like to tinker and get the most out of their decks, because there's going to be that person who, starts to unlock some of the potential of Arthurian Legends cards, and they make their deck, and it will be like, oh, that's the SorceryCon deck. You're the person who did that thing. Yeah. That was awesome. And that'll shape a meta that'll start to change. And what a cool opportunity to be that person that kind of gets in there and starts to unlock that potential. So that's something I'm kind of looking forward to being on the spectator side of.
Absolutely. And to also talk more about what Alex was saying in the competitive side of things, we want to make sure too that, competitive gameplay kind of sometimes has a stigma behind it, that it, has an aura around competitive play, but we're the three of us coming together and really we're focusing on, just a good environment. So if you are watching this and you're saying, I want to be competitive, but I'm nervous to get into that field, SorceryCon is going to be that inviting, inclusive arena that even if you are in a competitive environment, that it's for everybody, and you don't have to be afraid to play in something that's competitive. We just want to make sure that everyone feels welcome, regardless of what category you fall into, if you're considered a casual competitive or just, a collector. So, yeah.
One of the nicest compliments we got for SorceryCon Seattle was at the end, people were like, this event was high level play, but everyone was really chill and kind while they were playing.
Yep.
And so, they're like, I got to have challenging opponents, but also it wasn't stressful. And if we can continue to hit that tone, that's what we want.
Yeah.
It's
I don't think anybody
mind
that
blowing, right? This merging of your two events is like pretty wild. So I'm really excited. It's something that I want to go out to, and so I'm looking forward to attending and joining in all that fun. Because I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out on this. Come on, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity here. So
can I ask you a question, Chase?
Okay, what do we got?
Okay, you're playing the constructed event. You're playing in the constructed event on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
What avatar are you bringing with you?
I can't say it yet, but I will say I have. This was the question that was asked to me on the Team Covenant stream at like the beta launch or something, and I'm going to play that avatar, and it's going to be awesome.
Well, how about this? What colors are you going to play?
Oh,
can you say that? What element?
If I can get one of our designers, Sean, has had a few decks that they worked on with this avatar, and one of them is water, is heavier water. And so I will try and make that work. So who knows? I can't say anymore.
Shape the meta, Chase. Shape the meta.
Oh, certainly not, but boy, am I going to have fun. But yeah. Oh, it's going to be. I think it's a really great opportunity for people to try Arthurian Legends. My excitement for this set, is hard to contain, and a chance to get everybody together in one place to have the earliest big play of Arthurian Legend. Like, this is really going to be exciting. So, I know it's so much work, and I know that people who have attended your events have spoken so highly of it. And so I wanted to say, you're working hard already on this. And if people want to get in on this, I know, sometimes people reach out saying, how can we assist, et cetera. Where can they go find more information about SorceryCon? Where should people head to be the destination for information about this event, specifics on events, and further information?
Yeah, SorceryCon.com is our portal. It has a link to our Eventbrite. You can go and get early bird tickets, so you get a discount, and you can buy access to some of the limited access events that there will be. And then we'll have our hotel link to it pretty soon, and also it links to our Discord in the SorceryCon Discord. Lots of people that are already getting hyped, and we're there to answer any questions that people have.
I will say there's been one sad casualty of this unison that you've had, which is the old SorceryCon website had the little I'm not a developer. I'm sorry for how your new website is so fancy, but that made me laugh so hard when I first saw it. That apologize for the website. I'm not a developer. It looks very nice now, and I will remember the old ways too.
Well, it will. The SorceryCon site will be evolving, like Alex said. Right now, that's our central hub for information. Like if you want to purchase tickets, if you want to access the Discord, which is very active. So if you have any questions for the three of us or the community that's going to be going to SorceryCon and talking about trades, meetups, scheduling, as that stuff, we get more details and more things are announced. It'll all be kind of housed centrally at the SorceryCon.com website.
That's fantastic. And I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. We are so appreciative of not only the events that you've run and will be running, but it's really meaningful to us that you're leading the charge on maintaining the sorcery feeling, the vibe, the way the community meets up and plays, by being able to facilitate these spaces where that can carry on in that manner is really something, because that carries on. We had a few people locally in New England that, went out to SorceryCon and they came back, and, that's some people were newer, some people have been in the community for a while, but they then want to carry on in their space how the community acted out there and spread that goodwill and keep that vibe. And that's how it really spreads. And so thank you so much for being kind of the wardens and helping to maintain that in these larger spaces when everyone comes together. It's invaluable.
Dude,
it's like you can't put a price on that, you know.
We love hearing
so-
that. Yeah, that's why we're doing this. That's why
Yeah.
we're putting the time into it, man.
Well, this is going to be great, and yeah, we're excited, and we're looking forward to seeing folks out there. There'll be more information from Eric's Curiosa about, you know, like I certainly want to attend. We'll try and grab as many as we can to come out there, but more on that to come. And I know you have lots of exciting announcements coming up in the future, so people stay tuned. Check out SorceryCon.com, and thanks so much for coming on here and talking with me.
Of course. Early bird pricing ends July 31st. So get your tickets now while they're discounted. Yeah. Chase, you haven't got your ticket yet?
There we go.
Yeah.
I'll do that right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
And yeah, thanks so much. And to everyone watching, you know, make sure you check out SorceryCon. You've probably already heard all about it. You've seen the coverage at March of Mortals. Now it's just somehow try and envision what that would be like fused together. I think we're going to see something we have yet to even be able to imagine. So really excited for this. And thanks for tuning in. And everyone, best of luck contesting the realm.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye.